everybody, Josh the RV Nerd here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Only 3,780 pounds. Lightweight, narrow body, one owner, fantastically well kept, tandem axle, easy towing. Very nice little Winnebago Micro Mini 2106 DS just came in here. Not actually on trade. We sold this to its one and only previous owner. They live fairly locally. They gave us a call, said, you know, we're considering looking for a motorhome, but we haven't found the right one yet, but we know that we're done with this. Do you guys just buy campers? And yeah, every now and then we absolutely do. So here she be. Very nicely kept. I always get good feelings from RVs, by the way. When people go through and they leave like little notes like, here's what this light switch does, here's what this light switch does. That is one of those indicators I look for. This is owned by somebody who just really took dynamite care of it. And this is always so much fun for me when I get to see these things that, you know, after a couple years, to see how has time treated them. I think it's been pretty kind to this camper. I think this is actually more what people are looking for today versus when it was even first built. When these things first came out, they were light, they were bright, there was nothing else exactly like them. Everybody else was dark brown, boring, drab interior. And Winnebago kind of went with a creamy farmhouse before farmhouse was even farmhousing about. I don't know what I was going for. I know I found nothing. That's all I know right there. And this is actually an interesting, what I'm going to call Proto Murphy Bed. It's an early generation of Murphy Bed that I guess versions of this still kind of exist today. I always sort of liked it. Winnebago's gone to a couple different variations over the year. One of the things that's cool about it, though, you see this little pull handle right here. This actually just drops down, and there's just dedicated storage below the sofa, but it is not shared with anything else in the camper. It doesn't go outside. It's completely separated, and when you flip it back up, it tends to stay right there. Now, you notice, too, some pretty decent door side window coverage on this, at least for as far as small campers go. I think they did pretty good. All the windows are going to open for airflow. That is just a frosty glass kind of light pass-through window in the entry door. But one of the things I want to show you here, you see that it's kind of obscured by some aftermarket add-on blackout curtains the folks had there. Giant windows on both sides of the bed. And that was one of the things I always really liked about these. Keep that in your back pocket. When we step back outside of the camper, you'll see what I mean. They put some of the biggest windows in this thing that they really ever possibly could. Now, giving you a look at it here, like I said, here's that kind of Murphy bed setup. It is a folding mattress. But I tell you what, and of course you would think, of course, that guy says something like that. If he doesn't sell it, then, you know, he doesn't make his money. Come see this in person and verify what I'm about to say for yourselves. Winnebago, nobody I've seen uses that mattress anymore. That is the thickest, most comfortable factory mattress I have ever seen in a travel trailer. Travel trailer mattresses always are terrible. They're always, I call them a blue backbreaker wafer of death, you know. They're not fantastic. This one is not bad. You also notice that privacy curtain right there. Where that's handy is if, you know, you want to get dressed real quick or something like that, you've got like a visual light cutoff. Now, it does allow a little bit of light to bleed through, but you'd have to really be backlit for anybody to even kind of pick up your silhouette. By the way, that door didn't want to stay closed. I'm walking around with no shoes right now. I'm using my shore to keep that shoes to keep that door open. My shore? Man, I tell you what, I've done 2 videos today, and in both of them, I sound like a bigger nincompoop than normal. Anyway. Now, it's a little camper, so storage is a bit of a trick, which is why I like to point out the extra storage above the sofa there and below, well, both above and below the television. Plus, you see you got a neat little spot here for a little Dinofa table. This is one of the first instances of a Dinofa that I ever saw. That table can actually hide right behind the sofa when it's in the up position, and obviously, if you need, you could fold that down. Bluetooth DVD stereo, and when you, I'll give you a point of view here. When you're sitting on the kind of Murphy sofa, this is your point of view. It's not too high. You're not angled up, looking at the ceiling, wearing your neck out. It's just very organic. It's very natural. It's very comfortable. You could lay with your feet toward the TV and your head down here with a pillow on that sofa and have a cool little kind of lounge arrangement. Somebody could read a book in one spot, the other person watch some TV or whatever. You do a little bit of whatever works for you. That's what's kind of cool about this. Now, this does have centralized air Each air duct can turn and close individually, which is really nice. And the kitchen over here, it is small, like the rest of the camper, but I think they packed it up pretty nicely, all things considered. Starting up top here, I want to point out this is all pocket screwed cabinetry, but look at the cleanliness inside of things like the microwave and the refrigerator and the oven as we swing past it. Whoever owned this, I'm pretty confident cleaned it on the regulars. They did not let it like sit and get grody and nasty. And then you're going to see a couple nice little Winnebago things, like both here and in the bathroom, all stainless sink type stuff. Now, you don't have a lot of counter space here. You saw the flip up counter extension, but the sink covers and the stove top, those are going to act as some counter space. You've got that fold out table if you need to use that as some counter space. But this camper feels to me like maybe you prep or do a little cooking in here, but you spend a little more time cooking outside. It's not made for a campsite chef, but somebody definitely did some cooking in here, because I see that these folks did something I wish more manufacturers would do. They added their own, not just backsplash, but side splash. And if you're noticing, it's brilliant. They just use some plexiglass and some removable command hooks. That is Camper Hack 101 right there. It's the simplest, easiest thing. You can pull it down to clean them. It weighs almost nothing. It costs almost nothing. I wish manufacturers would do something like this. What do you guys think about little ideas like that? Also, nice little touch here. They had a little paper towel roll. Simple, effective, nice little add-on right there. Moving back, the bathroom space here, surprisingly spacious in front of your legs, in front of that foot flush stool. It's a 6.5 foot ceiling, which means at my 6'3"-ish height, by the time I step in here, my head's going to have to be in that skylight. But it works. It's not bad. It's fine for a weekend, you know. And you see that radius shower door curtain combo job right there? It gives me some elbow room that a bigger guy like me really needs. Now up here, I went ahead and left the vent open. You see that they did put some Camco vent covers here, not just over the bathroom, but the living room vent as well. Now, if you're looking for a bigger vent fan upgrade, we got that kind of stuff left, right, and center. A good option for that is a company called Hangs. I talk about them all the time. I'm not sponsored by them. It's just a product that I personally really believe in. I think it's a really good offering because it gives you a high velocity exhaust fan that does not break the bank. It is literally about a quarter of the cost of a true Max Air upgrade. It just pound for pound, it's so smart. Now, we've had some limited storage in the RV, but you see over here in the bathroom, that's a nice chunk of space, and it's some additional hanging closet space. You see that extra hanging rack in there. If I twist around a little bit, you see you've got a pretty, like, to give you a size reference, that's a legit sink. That's a legit adult-size sink that big hands can fit into. And then you've actually got some room over here for like a little toothbrush holder and stuff like that. Those little details, people forget about that stuff. They're like, where, you know, they get into a camper, they're like, man, I don't even have a place to put a toothbrush. Well, now you do. Where the others don't, you Winnebago do. That failed. What was I going to say? I don't know what I was even going to say. I just know that it didn't work. I am striking out today. Woo! I think I was thinking, like, for some reason, Winnebago ended in the letters D-O, do. I was going to do something with that, like Winnebag don't. But it doesn't. It ends in go. Like, Winnebago, oh my gosh, this guy's a moron. By the way, need to get in the camper when the slide's closed? Kitchen, bathroom, bed, all that stuff remains functional. This is a very good traveler. Just look at that thing, man. As cute as a prom date and barely as big. Our patio awning over here, naturally power, has LED lighting, outside TV hookups, and something here is that these have something I just really liked on the Winnebagos, and that is that T60 diesel pusher gel coat skin. Look at the shine on that. It's literally got mirror level reflectivity. You can see our stovetop vent hood does actually vent heat outside. That is one of those things that amazingly some fifth wheels actually don't do. I just don't think people realize that. There actually is a backer in the wall. If you wanted to install a TV right there, you could. I could never personally, there's no way if this is mine I could ever bring myself to drill holes through that fiberglass. No way, man. And then down here, I like the little color pop accent. You'll see that match, by the way, up on the nose. But if I get you down here, you'll find that this has something basically very similar to what Rockwood does. There's no chuck. It's not a leaf spring system. They're not just torsion axles. It's a torsion suspension system as well. That combined with the narrow body, the lightweight. This is about as easy towing and going as a travel trailer can possibly get. And really, when we first picked up Winnebago, that was the whole thing, is that they were small, high class, extremely mobile. And I love those big windows they put around either side of that sofa. A couple other things here. The original owners, the only previous owners, they swapped out the original key set. They must have been doing some outdoorsy stuff. They went with a programmable deadbolt, or they just didn't want to worry about having their keys on them. And what's cool, another good positive sign of ownership, they kept all the original stuff. And once again, handy little note right there. It reminds me of my wife. She's the cataloger of the house. She keeps, everything organized. And man, I tell you, I'm very fortunate to have her for all that. So you got a handy little propane cooker hooker right there, should you choose to do some outdoor grilling. And I didn't specifically mention it, but yes, that is a very nicely sized full pass-through compartment, considering the small size of the RV. I just spotted, I missed this my first time around, double batteries up on the front tongue of this thing right here. So they maybe spent some time off grid. I don't have confirmation of that. You might notice the Camco vent covers over the sofa bed and bathroom vents. The roof of this is fully walkable. You know what? I see so many RVs, I'm blanking as to whether or not this one has a light. If it has a ladder on the back, I'll get you up there. If not, I'll wave my camera around on a broomstick or something. I don't know. This actually originally, strangely though, had a manual tongue jack, which was very common for the age in which this was built. You can see though the previous owners took care of that and put a power jack on the front here. Looks like we do have a ladder. Looks like we're gonna be getting on top of her. We're gonna be like Jack in the Titanic. We're gonna be king of the world up there. Although, I'm probably not gonna be standing right on the edge of this thing yelling that. Although it wouldn't surprise anybody here at the dealership. That's not easily the weirdest thing I've done today. Centralized hookups right there, by the way. Outside utility shower, black flush, all the fixins effectively. Spare tire has never seen the light of day. And a quick little note here for you. Almost every new travel trailer or fifth wheel or anything like that is like backup camera ready. Some of them include factory cameras now. You see that this one isn't outfitted for any of that. I got a good solution there for you though. Over there, that building, our parts and service center, they make rear view camera mounts where what they do is they effectively sub in place of one of these rectangular marker lights. Now you don't lose the light, basically you're just adding a thing behind it like a mount. So if you do want to add a camera to this, give us a call. We can get you quotes on stuff like that. That is very simple and easy. And I tell you what, my understanding is these folks had this parked outside but kind of parked under, wedged in between a bunch of stuff, so there really hasn't been a whole lot of weather exposure to it, and it really shows. The stuff up here looks good. These are still all the original factory seals, and I say to people all the time, the more you keep it protected from the sun, the better off you're going to be, the less you're going to have to take care of it. Everything up here looking really, really good, actually. The only thing I think you might want to watch for is just around the skylight. It's fine right now, but the way that this self-leveling sealant is over time, doing what self-leveling sealant does and the weather exposing to it, it is getting to a point where you're going to start doing a couple little touch-up beads just to make sure you don't get any penetration around areas like that skylight. But I don't see where this RV needs anything but a new driveway right now. This is fantastic. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If she looks right to you, give us a call. What's so cool about this, again, though, is the combination of high-class, well-built, small, and lightweight. This is a good camper if you're looking for something small, simple, but I want it to be my last one ever. I want it to last for years. That's this one. That's this one all over the place right here. We do financing, we do trades. Obviously, we buy some stuff straight out, right? We do hitching, we do all that stuff. Give us a call, we'll get you camping, man. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone. Winnebago don't.